I've recently been trying to brush up my Excel spreadsheet skills, which kind of got me thinking, which fashion trends am I glad stayed in the 90s? Let's do a rank bank. So in at number 6 of my top 6, because I'm ranking 6, I said 6 a lot in that few seconds. Tinted sunglasses. Now everyone in the 90s seemed to be wearing these. I've seen loads of celebrity photographs, like Oasis with their blue tint, or that sort of hippie look that was on Clueless where they had the pink ones. What was all that about? Like if you see somebody with them now walking around the street, you think there's something wrong with their eyes. Now I've kind of seen these starting to come back. I've seen the odd pair in Primark. Why? Keep tinted sunglasses in 1993. Number 5, bucket hats. Now if you don't know what a bucket hat is, they're kind of like a fisherman's hat with like material here and the little rim. It's awful. What purpose does it serve? Does it keep rain off your head? I don't think so. It's material. It has no purpose and should stay in 1994. Number 4 speaks for itself. Look at this. In what way does this look fashionable? Why did people think that wearing a baseball cap backwards was the height of fashion? The reason for a cap is to block the sun from your eyes. This is not doing that, meaning this is completely irrelevant. Nothing says 90s more than a backwards baseball cap. It was an awful trend and I'm glad it's gone. I'm sure if you head to a beach in Australia, you'll still see some Wally trying to rock this. It needs to stay in 1996. Number 3 stays along the peak cap vein. It's those golf visors. You know, the ones that was basically a baseball cap but without the top on. Why? Like, who does that benefit? If you've got a ponytail, it goes through the little band at the back. You don't need all this to be free. It had no purpose, but what made it worse is it wasn't normally worn while people were wearing golf. They wore it as an actual fashion statement. Really? Really? This needs to stay in 1997. And my number 2 choice comes in 2 parts. Part 1, the full neon tracksuit. If you see somebody walking down the road now, you still think they look awful. These took it to a new level. These tracksuits were one of the worst clothing creations of all time. Never mind the 90s, they were blue and bright green and pink and orange. So much so that most parents used to dress their kids in these, thinking it was a good play outside outfit to go out in. They were awful. The second part to this is, a lot of their tracksuit bottoms were kept up completely down the side by poppers. Poppers on tracksuit bottoms. What? Now this has some personal pain for me, as when they were pulled, your pants pretty much came off. This is just asking for playground troubles. You're just going to rip each other's poppers off and loads of kids running around just in their pants. What a terrible idea. Again, I'm trying to think of what the purpose of this was. What ventilation do you need down the sides? It's just a terrible idea and needs to stay in 1998. Number 1 pains me the most, because this fashion statement tended to get you on every girl's wall in the UK. It was the curtain haircut. Now, David Beckham had it. The majority of Westlife had it. Most people from random American sitcoms had it. They'd bleach it blonde, which is another terrible 90s fashion trend, but they used to wear it right down the middle. And normally a lot of gel used to hold it, so it used to stick to the head. It was an awful look and required you to have the entire bowl haircut. And then people used to try it with curly hair, which made it even worse because it used to kind of poke out at the end. Curtain haircuts are one of the worst fashion faux pas of the 90s, and if you're still wearing one now, then get yourself in a time machine and head off to 1999. So there you have it, 6 fashion statements that need to stay in the 90s. If you can think of any more, whack them in the comments. And don't forget, like, share and subscribe, and let's rank together next time.